Now, we're talking about these state conventions. Let's talk about the national convention and the notion of a delegate voting their conscience. Apparently, Rule 38 is the key here that says no delegate or alternate delegate shall be bound by any attempt of any state or congressional district to impose the unit rule. Katrina, a lot of people are interpreting that as saying, hey, I will vote in the first round for the person that won my district. Thereafter, my obligation is to vote my conscience. Do you interpret it that way, and do you think it's the right deal?
Well, that's exactly how it is to be interpreted, and the Ron Paul people figured this out back in 2012 when these rules were initially set up to prevent the grassroots on his side from moving forward. But if I could respond to something that Ron just said, you know, it's not just the Trump campaign talking about these type of tactics that the Cruz campaign is using. John Kasich's campaign talked about witnessing those same tactics in the state of Michigan. And this is not the grassroots that are participating in some of these caucuses. And the reason why you don't spend your resources and time in a state where it's already rigged against you is so that you can take those resources and go somewhere else where you can make a difference. These are not grassroots people. In the state of Indiana, they are charging delegates $2,000 if they're selected. I don't know any grassroots person that can afford that.
Ron?
You know, the Trump campaign can continue to insult the grassroots activists of the Republican Party, but the reality is, as I said, that who's showing up at state Republican conventions? You take a look at the pictures of the thousands of Republicans who gathered in Colorado. 65,000 people, by the way, voted in that process. Or look at the grassroots activists who are at the Wyoming Republican Party convention. This is the activist base of the Republican Party. These are people who care about issues, and they're voting for Senator Cruz because he resonates
Ron, do you think
on
Rule
those
38
issues that they care about.
Do you think Rule 38 is the green light for these delegates in a national convention to drop Donald Trump and put their allegiance behind Ted Cruz on a second ballot?
Well, the rules are the rules, and even though Donald Trump and his campaign doesn't like to read the rules or understand them, you know, those are the rules that are ultimately going to be followed at the convention. And we know that every delegate is bound on their first vote at a minimum. In some states, like my state of California, delegates are bound for the first 2 votes or the first 2 ballots that take place, and then beyond that, it's up to the delegates to exercise their best judgment. That's why the system is set up the way it is. We didn't create that system. This system has been in place since the time of Abraham Lincoln.
Katrina,
we're
again, I've only got 30 seconds left, but I do want to say, Katrina, over the weekend, I think it was on This Week, where someone from the campaign said that you guys would have to 1237 either going into the convention or Donald Trump would be able to find them. Are you confident that all this conversation is probably a moot point?
I do. I believe so. We're definitely going to get there, Charles, before the convention. But if it's a part of the rules to where you leave delegates off the ballot, then yes, there is a problem with the rules. You want to play by the rules, let's play by the rules, but you can't cut people off the ballot. Trump delegates were not on that ballot in Colorado. All
right, guys, you both represent your campaigns great, and I appreciate your time this afternoon. We'll talk again real soon. Tomorrow's a big day. Good luck to both.